Welcome to another Tech Help video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I'm your instructor, Richard Rost. Today we are continuing with our decision tree database. This is part 3. We're going to start building the editor form so you, the decision tree editor or creator, can manage your decision tree. And of course, since this is part 3, make sure you watch parts 1 and 2 first. You can start right here. All right, in the last video, we set up our question table. Now we're going to take this and put it into a nice, pretty interface that our users can work with. So since everything is in one table, what we're going to do is we're going to put the parent record, the node, whatever you want to call it, on the top of the form as part of a single form. And then we'll make a continuous form underneath it to show each of its children. And then in the next class, what we'll do is we'll be able to double click on this and jump to that. So this will now become the parent node, and then the children will be the guy underneath it. Okay, makes sense? All right. So let's start off with the parent node, which is going to be a single form. So that's why I keep these little single and continuous guys right here. So they're just little templates. We can just copy this guy, right? Copy, paste, Control C, Control V. And we're going to call this guy the question editor F. The question editor F. Because we're going to make an editor and then a viewer. And the viewer will be what the end users use to like walk through the decision tree. All right, the editor is going to be for you or whoever's designing the decision tree. Okay. All right, so open this bad boy up. Let's go to design view. Let's set the record source equal to the question T. That's pretty much the only thing in this database that's got data in it, right? Okay. Now that we have our record source set, we can go to the add existing fields. Let's just bring everybody in. Welcome to the party, right? And the reason why I keep these around is for format painting. So I'm going to click on this one. I'm going to format paint that ID because I like to make my IDs gray so the user knows they can't change them, right? And then this guy, I'm going to go double click on the format painter and go click, click, click. That just sets all their stuff. All right. And now I can delete these. It's easier just to use them to, keep them around for formatting. All right. And you can pretty up your labels if you want to. Put question ID. And normally I don't leave IDs behind for end users to see, but sometimes for you, the editor, sometimes it's handy to see that, especially when you're making relationships and stuff, although you're not going to need them soon. All right, we're going to give everybody a quick left align format, left. And I like to make my notes fields, my long text fields, I like to make them yellow, not that big bright yellow though. If you've watched my tech help stuff, you've seen how I do this. Wait, come here. More colors. There we go. I'm going to slide it up to maybe about there. That's good. And you can add shadow and all that stuff if you want to. All right, so this one's good. For the parent, let's replace the parent with a combo box that'll show the actual name of the parent there instead of just the ID. Okay, so let's delete that. And this is where the relational combo boxes come into handy, right? We're going to pick a combo box. We're going to drop it right there. We're going to say get the values from a table or query. Of course, it's in question T. What fields do we need from the question T? I only need the question ID and I need the description. I don't need parent ID in here because in this box, I don't care who the parent of that record is. But I need its question ID so I can store that question ID in the parent ID of this form. Okay, next, sort them by description. And one of my options that I have later on is, and if we get to it, is that I know a lot of these are duplicated because they're children under other nodes. So one of my things in the future is maybe we'll do it so that it only shows the items in here that are above this guy on the tree. That's an option. Maybe we'll get to that. If you want to see that, put a comment down below. Okay, but for right now, it's just going to show everybody, and I'm really just mostly interested in that name because you're not going to actually pick it from here usually. Usually, you can. All right, so now once I've picked a question ID, I'm going to store that in the parent ID field of this record. Right? We're displaying the parent of whatever is in this record. All right, next. What do you want for the label? Parent or parent ID, either one's fine. And there we go. I'm going to, again, use my good old format painter to just make sure this color gets set. And we'll put you there. Everybody looks good. These two could probably be bigger because these are going to be longer descriptions, right? Okay, good enough for now. Save it, close it, take a peek at it, make sure it looks good. All right, looks good. I'm going to make this bigger a little bit later, but for now, let's get the subform built. All right, now close this. Now we're going to make the subform that's going to go underneath it to show its children. All right, so we're going to take our continuous form, copy, paste. What are we going to call this guy? Let's call this the child editor. F, not children. Remember, I try to keep everything singular if possible. Notes is the only exception. And that's just because it's a bad habit, folks. If you're starting off new, go ahead and call yours note. All right, so question editor F. Whoops, wrong one. Duh. Child editor F. This is my continuous form. We're going to set this guy's record source also to question T because it's getting its data from the same table. Okay, these are all still questions. Okay, what am I going to bring into here now? Well, add existing fields. I don't really need the question ID in here because I don't really care to see it. I don't need the parent ID in here, although I do need it to make a relationship to the master form, the parent form. But that relationship can be set in the properties of the subform object, so I don't need that in here either. All I really need is description and notes. And you don't even really need notes here because you're going to open up the child, and it'll open up in the full form, and you won't need the notes there. But I'm gonna include them here because it's nice to visually see which ones you don't have notes for yet. So just bring those two over there, description and notes. All right, I'm going to delete these labels. We're going to delete these guys. We're going to slide description up here maybe. And I'll make it about, let's say, yay big. And notes, I just want a small preview of the notes here because we're not going to probably edit them in this spot. All right, and while I've still got that format color right there, click there. That's the nice thing is the last color you use stays in the paint can. All right, put you over here. This will be my notes. This will be the description or whatever you want to call it. Slide that up. I don't think we really need a form footer for this guy, so we'll get rid of you. Just slide it up. Slide that to the left. Save it. Close it. Close it. Let's take a peek at it. What do we got there? Okay, that looks good. And you can see if you scroll down here, you can see all the items where you've added an option, but you haven't fleshed it out yet or continued that path of the decision tree. So that's kind of handy too. Okay. All right. Close that. So now we got the parent form and we got the child form. That's going to be our subform. We've got the chocolate and the peanut butter. Your chocolate ended up in my peanut butter. Well, you got peanut butter on my chocolate. They taste great together, don't they? Okay. Sorry. Bad old commercial. They still running that commercial? I don't know. Anyways, let's open up the question editor. Let's go to design view. Let's do a little tricky here, but we'll go child editor and go click, drag, drop, and there's our subform. That's how easy it is to make a subform. Delete the label that comes in with it. I'm going to make a little more space here. Let's see here. Actually, what I did, let's do it this way. In the other video, I put it over here to the side, but just for now, I want to keep it under here so you can see the relationship a little better. We're going to move things around in a minute. All right, I'll make it a little bit taller too. That. Okay. Ready? Save it. Close it. Open it. And okay, all right, looks good. Let's go to the next record here. Okay, all right. Wait a minute. I'm seeing the same record down here as I'm seeing up here. Why is that? Anybody figure it out? Pause the video and see if you can figure it out. I'll wait. I'd play some Jeopardy music here, but I don't want to get in trouble. All right, the reason is because of the relationship between the parent and the child, which is set in the subform object. So what you want to do is you want to click on the subform object, not inside the subform. These are objects in here. You don't want that. Click out here. Click on the border of that subform itself. So you got the border around it highlighted. All right, double click on that or right click, bring up its properties. All right, here's the property sheet for the subform subreport. Okay, link master fields, link child fields. Okay, the question ID in the parent field is going to be the same as the parent ID in the child field. Now, you can click on this little button here and change it here if you want to, or you can just type it in. Okay, so we're saying that the question ID up here matches the parent of this record, which is what we want. Each one of these children have a parent ID equal to this guy. So that's what's got to form the relationship. That's the trick. Save it. Close it, open it, and there you go. Now you're seeing the parent and its children down below here. And as you move through the records, you can see there. See, there's your dungeon crawl. We don't have any for this one. We didn't do anything with the Access database help, right? There's your dungeon crawl. Right, there's your PC turns on. Yes, it boots, and so on. Okay, see how that works? That's pretty cool, huh? And now what you can do, now that this relationship is set up, okay, you can actually come in here into the subform. And you can add items in here, and since you have that relationship set between the parent and the child, it's going to automatically feed in. It's going to fill in that relationship for you in the necessary fields. So PC troubleshooting, does the PC turn on? Not sure, can't tell, right? Whatever. Okay, and if you leave it and come back, it's still there. Why? If you look in the question T, slide down to the bottom, where that new record is, look, it filled in the parent ID because of that relationship. Okay, you don't got to set up a default value in a hidden field, which you used to have to do that in the older versions of Access. When I learned how to do it, when I first learned Access way back in the 90s, you had to put a hidden field in the subform and set its default value equal to parent question ID. Don't have to do that anymore, which is nice. All right, now one thing I'm going to do, and I found that this is helpful when you're actually building the thing, when you're actually working on your decision tree, is I like more room for the notes. So I'm going to take this and slide it over here. I can see the children over to the right. I'm going to delete that, and I'm going to make this nice and big because you want room here for typing and stuff, especially when you're building a dungeon crawl, right? You get lots of information, and you can make this bigger. So, and we're going to put some more stuff on here eventually, but this is much better to work with. Ready? Oh, yeah, there you go. Just don't get confused that your children are over to the right instead of below it. See? Isn't that cute? Isn't that nice? And now you can go through, your items here, and you can look and see, okay, which ones haven't I finished yet? So, okay, this guy doesn't have any options. All right, awesome. Windows boots, are you able to run out applications? Yes. Basic applications. Start. And then you can come down here and say, nope, nothing runs. Nothing runs. And those options are now in the system, but you haven't fleshed them out yet. You put the items in here. See? And later on, we'll make a query that you can see, okay, where do I have, trees that aren't finished? Right? What do I have to still work on? And one thing I was thinking of, and I'm not sure if we're going to get this far with it, was, when we turn this eventually into a multi-user application where you got people working it, if we're doing the dungeon crawl and they get to a point in the story that you haven't finished yet, you can let people add their own options, and then you can come back in and fill them in later. Or even with the troubleshooting checklist, they get to this point and they're like, I have to add another option. Well, let me add the option. So if you want to see that, put a comment down below. The more comments I get, the longer the series will be. So we'll have fun with it, but only if people are watching it. So not going to spend time on a video where I'm only getting like 4 viewers. So you know how it is. It's the YouTubes. Got to do it for the views. All right, back to my prototype database for a minute. We've gotten this far now. We've got the editor working. Mine's a little slightly different, but the same thing. See how these things are blue in here? All right, what we're going to work on in the next lesson is we're going to make it so, okay, you're working on your thing, and you want to work on, okay, I added Paladin earlier. Now I got to add stuff under Paladin. So we're going to double-click on Paladin, and it puts the Paladin over here, and now this is the parent, and now I can work on its sub. You want to go back up to the parent, double-click here, and it's going to go back up again. All right, or if you're in a different one, let's go to the PC troubleshooting. Go to the editor. All right, let's work on no, PC doesn't turn on. No, it's not plugged in. All right, we went that far. Let's go to the yes, it's plugged in. No, it's plugged into the wall. And, plug some. Does the lamp socket work? Yes, lamp works. Or no, lamp doesn't work. See, then you can continue on here. No, lamp doesn't work. Right? All right. Well, if the lamp doesn't turn on, you have a problem with the wall socket. Call an electrician. And so on. Right? All right. So that's going to be covered in the next video. So again, tune in tomorrow. Same bad time, same bad channel, and it should be tomorrow because today's Monday's video. So tomorrow will be Tuesday. This will be Tuesday's video. So check it out. Check the website, check my YouTube channel. There's the link right there for the first one, if you haven't watched the first one yet, which I'm hoping that you have. But I'll post a list of all of them right there. And when I'm done with the series, I'll put links to the next video in this. So if you're watching this in the future, then you'll just be able to click on the link to the next one in the description down below the video. And as a reminder, as a brief advertisement, if you like this kind of stuff, if you like learning with me, check out my developer lessons. They're on my website. There's the link down there. You can scan this little QR code. And I got tons and tons more lessons just like this on my website covering lots of different topics, so check it out. So there you go. There's Decision Tree Part 3. That's your tech help video for today. I hope you learned something. Post down below. Give me some comments. What features would you like to see added to this database? Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and post any comments you may have below. I do try to read and answer all of them as soon as I can. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, which is completely free. Click the bell icon and select all to receive notifications when new videos are posted. Want to learn more? Click the Show More link below the video to find additional resources and links. YouTube does a pretty good job of hiding it. It's right down there. See this part of the description here, right? The name, the video's up here. There's a little Show More down there, right down the bottom. It's kind of hard to find. But once you click on that, you'll see a list of other videos, additional information related to the current topic, free lessons, and lots more. And YouTube no longer sends out email notifications when new videos are posted like they used to do. But if you'd like to get an email every time I post a new video, click on the link to join my mailing list. And you can pick how frequently to get emails from me, either as they happen, daily, weekly, or monthly. Now, if you'd like to become a paid member of my channel and receive all kinds of awesome perks, click on the Join button. You'll see a list of all the different membership levels that are available, each with its own special perks, including my extended cut videos, access to my code vault, lots of VBA source code in there, template downloads, and lots more. I'll talk more about these perks at the end of the video. Even if you don't want to commit to becoming a paid member, and you'd like to help support my work, please feel free to click on the tip jar link. Your patronage is greatly appreciated and will help keep these free videos coming. I got some puppies to feed. But don't worry, no matter what, these free tech help videos are going to keep coming. As long as you keep watching them, I'll keep making more, and they'll always be free. Now, if you really want to learn Access and you haven't tried my free Access Level 1 course, check it out now. It covers all the basics of Microsoft Access, including building forms, queries, reports, and more. It's over 4 hours long. You can find it on my website or on my YouTube channel. I'll put a link down below you can click on. And did I mention it's completely free? The whole thing, free, 4 hours. Go watch it. And okay, a lot of you have told me that you don't have time to sit through a 4-hour course. So I do now have a quicker Microsoft Access for Beginners video that covers all the basics faster in about 30 minutes. And no, I didn't just put the video on fast forward. But I'll put a link to this down below as well. Now, if you like level 1, level 2 is just $1. That's it, $1. And that's another whole 90-minute course. Level 2 is also free for paid members of any level, including supporters. So if you're a member, go watch level 2. It's free. Okay, want to get your question answered in a video just like this one? Visit my Tech Help page and send me your question there. Members get priority, of course. While I do try to read and respond to all of the comments posted below in the comments section, I only have time to go through them briefly a couple of times a month, and sometimes I get thousands of them. So send me your question here on the Tech Help page, and you'll have a better chance of getting it answered. And while you're on my website, be sure to stop by my Access forum. We've got lots of lively conversations about Microsoft Access and other topics. I have a fantastic group of moderators who help me answer questions. Shout out to Alex, Kevin, Scott, Adam, John, Dan, Juan, and everybody else who helps out on the site. I appreciate everything you do. I couldn't do it without you. Be sure to follow my blog, find me on Twitter, and of course on YouTube. Yeah, I'm on Facebook too, but I don't like Facebook. Don't get me started. Now, let's talk more about those member perks if you do decide to join as a paid member. There are different levels: Silver, Gold, Platinum, and Diamond. Silver members and up get access to all of my extended cut Tech Help videos, one free beginner class every month, and some other perks. Gold members get all the previous perks, plus access to download the sample databases that I build in my Tech Help videos, plus access to my code vault where I keep tons of different functions that I use, the code that I build in most of the videos. You'll also get higher priority if you do submit any Tech Help questions. Now, answers are never guaranteed, but you do go higher in the list for me to read them. And if I like your question, you got a good chance of it being answered. You'll also get one free expert level class each month after you've finished the beginner series. Platinum members Get all the previous perks plus even higher priority for tech help questions. You get access to all of my full beginner level courses for every subject. And I cover lots of different subjects like Word, Excel, VBA, ASP, lots of different stuff, not just Access. These are the full-length courses found on my website. You get all the beginner ones. In addition, once you finish the expert classes, you get one free developer class per month. So lots of training. And finally, you can also become a Diamond sponsor. You'll have your name or your company name listed on a sponsors page that will be shown on each video as long as you're a sponsor. You'll get a shout out in the video and a link to your website or product in the text below the video and on my website. So that's it. Once again, my name is Richard Rost. Thank you for watching this video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something today. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you again soon.